Some games you finish and forget. These 15 you will remember for the rest of your life. Every game on this list deserves a perfect 10 out of 10. Not because they're flawless, nothing is, but because the experience they give you is something you simply cannot find anywhere else. Let's get into it. Black Myth, Wukong arrived and immediately proved that Chinese game development had reached the highest level. Based on the classic novel Journey to the West, Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, his legend, built into a world with a level of cultural detail and visual ambition that genuinely stunned everyone. Combat is fast and demanding. Staff combinations, transformation abilities, shape-shifting into enemies to use their powers against others. The variety of what you can do in any encounter is remarkable. Boss fights are the absolute highlight. Creative, challenging, visually spectacular, each one a genuine test of what you've learned. The environments are stunning and incredibly detailed. Ancient Chinese architecture, mythological landscapes, sacred mountains, and ancient temples. The transformation system adds real depth and creativity. Different forms with different abilities. Finding the right form for the right situation is the tactical puzzle running through the entire game. Black Myth, Wukong, released August 20th, 2024 on PS5 and PC. A landmark achievement for the entire industry. 10 out of 10.
Your hunger may beget a fine shinobi. I expected no less from you, my boy. Sir.
Sekiro is From Software making a game that demands complete and total mastery. No stats, no levels, no grinding your way through, just skill. Pure skill. Either you learn the combat system, or you don't progress. The posture system is the genius at the heart of everything. You're not chipping away at health bars, you're breaking enemy composure through perfect deflections. Parrying at exactly the right moment builds their posture. Every boss fight is a conversation between two fighters, learning their rhythm, finding the openings, finally clicking into perfect sync with their attacks. That moment of mastery is unlike anything else gaming offers. Feudal Japan rendered with extraordinary visual care. Ashina Castle, Fountainhead Palace, the Sunken Valley, environments that feel like genuine pieces of history. The prosthetic tools add creative variety to encounters. Different tools completely change tactical options. Sekiro released March 22nd, 2019 on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. The most rewarding game ever made. 10 out of 10.
One more big score, we got enough money to leave. What do you think?
Red Dead Redemption 2 is the most detailed open world ever put into a video game. Full stop. Arthur Morgan is one of the greatest protagonists in the history of this medium. A man who knows his time is running out, who knows the world he belongs to is already gone. The world of 1899 America feels genuinely alive. Animals have full ecosystems. Towns have daily routines. Weather changes everything. Every detail serves immersion. The story takes its time. It earns every emotional beat. By the end, you feel something most games never make you feel. The camp system creates a sense of community rarely matched in open world games. Characters who feel like a genuine found family. Combat, hunting, fishing, and simply riding through the world all feel meaningful rather than like filler activities. Red Dead Redemption 2 released October 26, 2018 on PS4 and Xbox One, later PC. No game has matched it. Perfect. 10 out of 10.
Go, Leon! Don't lose a cent!
This sunshine won't last long. We're lucky to be in this house.
Mother?
Shh, you are to stay here with your brother.
Move! Come on! I won't ask again. Where is your son?
A Plague Tale? Innocence proved that small studios could create something genuinely extraordinary. Asobo Studio had never made anything close to this. The result was one of the most emotionally affecting games released in the last decade. 14th century France. The Black Death. Amisha de Rune and her little brother Hugo, running from the Inquisition, running from the plague rats, running from everything while trying to protect each other. The relationship between Amisha and Hugo is the heart of everything. She's terrified and exhausted and still going going. He's confused and scared and trusting her completely. The rat mechanics are spectacular and unique. Millions of them, moving like liquid. Light keeps them away. Darkness brings them in. Using them as a weapon is both horrifying and ingenious. The historical setting is rendered beautifully. Medieval France feels authentic and atmospheric throughout. A Plague Tale: Innocence released May 14th, 2019 on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. One of the most surprising games of its generation. 10 out of 10. Batman: Arkham City is still the best superhero game ever made. Not Spider-Man, not anything Insomniac has built. Arkham City, 2011, Rocksteady at their absolute peak. The combat system defined an entire genre of game design. Fluid, rhythmic, satisfying in ways that never get old. Chaining takedowns, countering multiple enemies simultaneously. The open world is perfectly sized, big enough to feel like a real dangerous place. Small enough that exploration always leads somewhere meaningful. The story packs more into one single night than most games manage across entire trilogies. Joker, Hugo Strange, Ra's al Ghul, Two-Face, Penguin, the Riddler, everything fits. Nothing feels wasted. Mark Hamill's Joker is still the definitive version. Kevin Conroy's Batman is still absolutely perfect. Together, they create one of gaming's greatest dynamics. Batman: Arkham City released October 18th, 2011 on PS3, Xbox 360, and PC. Still the best the superhero genre has ever produced. 10 out of 10.
He's alive. Where? In the town! In the town!
The Last of Us is the game that proved interactive storytelling could match any other medium. Joel and Ellie, 20 years after the world ended. A smuggler who lost everything. A teenager who might be the key to saving everything. The relationship between them is still the most convincing found family dynamic in gaming history. You believe in these people completely. Combat is tense in ways most games never achieve. Resources genuinely run out. Encounters feel dangerous. Every bullet counts. Every enemy matters. The world building through environmental storytelling is still exceptional. Notes, photographs, graffiti, 20 years of human collapse written into every room. Whether you play the original, the remaster, or Part 1, the emotional core remains devastatingly effective. The Last of Us released June 14th, 2013 on PS3, later remastered on PS4 and rebuilt for PS5. Still the gold standard for narrative gaming. 10 out of 10.
We were meant for this, Nathan.
Uncharted 4 is Naughty Dog delivering the perfect ending to one of gaming's most beloved characters, Nathan Drake. One last job, a brother he thought was dead, a treasure that changes everything, and a marriage he's risking by lying about all of it. The personal stakes make this the most grounded Uncharted. It's not saving the world, it's saving a relationship. That human scale makes every moment hit harder. The set pieces are still jaw-dropping. The Madagascar car chase, the auction house, the final island, sequences that belong in cinema. But the quiet moments between action are what make it special. Drake and Elena, brothers together after years apart. Conversations that feel like real conversations. Visually, it's still stunning by any standard. Environments dense with detail and beauty. Uncharted 4 released May 10th, 2016 on PS4, later PS5 and PC. The perfect send-off for one of gaming's greatest characters. 10/10.
Scorn Imperial gold. Tough hunt.
Tougher than yours, that's certain. Evil is evil. Lesser, greater, middling. Makes no difference.
The Witcher 3 set a standard for open-world RPGs that nothing has fully matched since. The world is massive, but every corner has real content. Not filler, not repeated camps, actual stories, actual characters, actual reasons to care. The side quests are better than most games' main stories. Bloody Baron, Ladies of the Wood. These aren't optional content. They're masterclasses in storytelling. Geralt of Rivia is one of gaming's best protagonists. Morally gray, genuinely interesting. A character who makes real decisions comes with real consequences. The choices actually matter here, decisions that ripple through the world in unexpected ways. Some consequences don't appear until hours later. Combat is fluid and tactical. Sword fighting, magic signs, alchemy potions. The Witcher 3 released May 19, 2015 on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. The next-gen update brought it to PS5 and Xbox Series X. Still the gold standard for open-world RPGs. 10 out of 10.
Stories. Yet with every new project, we set out to make our games bigger, more complex, deeply engaging.
Come on, V. Let's get you home.
Cyberpunk 2077 marries exploration of a vast open world with kinetic combat.
Cyberpunk 2077 had one of the most disastrous launches in gaming history, and now it's one of the best open-world RPGs ever made. That turnaround is real and deserves recognition. Night City is extraordinary. The density, the detail, the sheer amount of life packed into every street. You play as V, a mercenary whose job goes catastrophically wrong early on, sharing your head with the digital ghost of a rock star legend. The story is dark, personal, and hits harder than expected. The Phantom Liberty expansion made it even better. A spy thriller storyline that many consider the best content in the game. Combat is flexible and satisfying. Guns blazing, pure stealth, hacking from a distance. Building your character around a playstyle is endlessly rewarding. Cyberpunk 2077 originally released December 10th, 2020. The 2.0 update in Phantom Liberty dropped September 26th, 2023 on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. Night City earned its 10 out of 10. Total War Warhammer 2 is the strategy game that proved grand strategy and fantasy could merge perfectly. 4 playable races at launch, each with genuinely different playstyles, units, and mechanics. High Elves, Dark Elves, Lizardmen, and Skaven, each feeling like a completely different game. The campaign map is massive and detailed. Diplomacy, economy, and army management all layered into a genuinely deep strategic experience. Battles are the spectacle at the heart of everything. Thousands of units clashing simultaneously. Massive monsters, magic, and tactical positioning combining into some of the best real-time battles in gaming. The Mortal Empires campaign combining both games created one of the largest strategy maps ever built. Faction variety keeps every campaign feeling fresh. Different objectives, different mechanics, different challenges. Total War Warhammer 2 released September 28, 2017 on PC. The peak of the Total War Warhammer trilogy. 10 out of 10.
Now when I was a little boy, at the age of 5,
back up to Lone Dock.
I had something in my
Mafia Definitive Edition rebuilds a beloved classic from the ground up with modern production values. 1930s Lost Heaven, Tommy Angelo. A cab driver pulled into organized crime after a chance encounter changes his life forever. The story is genuinely one of gaming's best crime narratives. Loyalty, betrayal, and the slow corruption of a decent man trying to survive in a world built on violence. The city of Lost Heaven is rendered beautifully. Period-accurate cars, architecture, and atmosphere, creating one of gaming's most convincing period settings. Combat and driving have been modernized significantly while preserving the deliberate, grounded feel that made the original distinct from other open-world games. The narrative pacing is deliberate and cinematic. This isn't an open-world sandbox. It's a guided crime drama with real emotional weight. Mafia Definitive Edition released September 25th, 2020 on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. A criminally underrated remake. 10 out of 10. Titanfall 2 is proof that a perfect campaign can exist inside a multiplayer-focused shooter. The single-player campaign is shockingly good. Jack Cooper and BT-7274, a pilot and his Titan, building one of gaming's most unexpectedly moving bonds. The level design is genuinely inventive. Effect and Cause, the time-shifting level, is still considered one of the best FPS levels ever created. Movement is exceptional throughout. Wall running, double jumps, and fluid parkour making traversal as satisfying satisfying as the combat itself. Titan combat adds scale and weight. Switching between agile pilot gameplay and powerful mech combat feels seamless. The multiplayer remains beloved for its speed and precision, a shooter that rewards genuine skill and movement mastery. Titanfall 2 released October 28, 2016 on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Overlooked at launch, legendary in retrospect, 10 out of 10.
You need only accept the sacred gift. Christ! Like she did.
Temperance, child.
I've taken the liberty of preparing some entertainment for you.
Resident Evil 4 didn't just change the franchise, it changed the entire action game genre. Everything that followed owes something to RE4. The over-the-shoulder camera, the inventory system, the merchant, the tone balancing horror with action, rural Spain, Leon Kennedy, Ashley, a mission that goes wrong from the first moment. The setup is simple, the execution is perfect, combat is still satisfying decades later, shooting kneecaps to create opportunities, resource scarcity that makes every bullet meaningful. The pacing is what legendary game design looks like. It knows when to slow down, when to hit you with something massive. The enemy and boss design is consistently creative. Las Plagas, the Ganados, Del Lago, Salazar, Sadler, whether you play the original or the acclaimed remake, both deliver essential horror action. Resident Evil 4 originally released January 11, 2005 on GameCube. Available now on every platform. For action horror fans, perfect 10 out of 10. Bloodborne is From Software at their absolute peak confidence. Yharnam, a gothic Victorian city drowning in plague and madness. One of the greatest environments ever designed in gaming. Every street feels like centuries of dark history. Combat is faster and more aggressive than any Souls game. No shield, no hiding, no blocking. You stay close, you stay aggressive. The regain system rewards you for attacking after taking damage. The bosses are genuinely some of the best ever put in a game. Father Gascoigne, Lady Maria, Orphan of Kos. Each one a puzzle and a spectacle simultaneously. The atmosphere never lets up for a single second. Something feels deeply wrong from the very first moment. Bloodborne released March 24, 2015 exclusively on PlayStation 4. Never got a PC port. Still one of gaming's greatest injustices. If you can play it, you absolutely have to. 10 out of 10.
Both beautiful and powerful binds together our long history. That common bond we share is the legacy of Hogwarts.
Hogwarts Legacy gave fans exactly what they dreamed about for over 2 decades. A real, explorable Hogwarts. Every corridor, classroom, and secret passage rendered with a level of detail that makes the fantasy of attending Hogwarts finally feel real. The wizarding world comes alive completely. The Forbidden Forest, Hogsmeade, and the vast Scottish countryside surrounding the castle all invite exploration. Combat with spells is surprisingly deep and satisfying. Combining offensive spells, control spells, and dueling techniques creates genuinely creative combat encounters. Character customization and choice let you shape your own witch or wizard story and moral path in ways the books never allowed. Side quests and companion storylines add real depth beyond simply attending classes and casting spells. The magical creature care and room requirements add a layer of charm and personal investment. Hogwarts Legacy released February 10, 2023 on PS5, PC, Xbox Series X, later PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. A dream finally realized properly. 10 out of 10. That's the list. 15 games. All perfect 10s. Every single one will give you something different. Some will challenge you until you break through. Some will make you feel things you weren't expecting. Drop your personal 10 out of 10 in the comments. Hit like and subscribe for more content like this every week. See you in the next one.